What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Are you having troubles getting people to open your emails? Well, you are in the right place because I'm going to share with you 6 tips on how to write compelling subject lines to get your emails opened. Did you know that the purpose of a subject line is to get people to open your emails? We just spent the last 6 weeks covering email list building because it is so essential to the long-term success of your pet business. Now, what is the point of spending all this time building an email list if you can't get people to open your emails? That's why I'm making this video for you, because I want to share with you some tips on how to compel people to open your emails so that you can nurture those relationships and turn them into paying clients. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in. So tip number 1 is create curiosity. Wonder is one of the biggest reasons why people would open an email. They just can't stand it if there's a question that is burning in their mind. They're too curious to let it go. They want to open the email to see what's inside, to get that burning question off of their mind. For a curiosity-based headline, you have a few options. You can ask a question that your content answers, or you can spark curiosity through giving them a teaser of what's inside. It works best for subjects that are fun or not common knowledge. Don't give too much away in these headlines, because if you give too much away, they'll lose interest and click away. Let me give you some examples of some subject lines you could use in this category. I have good news and I have bad news. Or you could use, want to know a secret? Or how about, why do dogs lick their paws? All 3 of those subject lines spark curiosity. So those are just some examples that you could use for curiosity-based subject lines. So tip number 2 is the informative-based subject line. Now, the informative subject line should clearly state the topic. It's completely the opposite of the curiosity-based subject line. But you want to make sure that you make it engaging. Now, the information that you're providing should be enough to make them want to click. You can use words like new, attention, announcing. There's so many different words that you can use, but let me give you some example of subject lines that you can use for this category. How about introducing our newest pet sitter? Or 5 tips for blank? Or don't worry, you can fix blank. You see how that works? Giving information should be enough for them to want to open it, because if it's engaging, then they're going to want to find out more and open your email. Tip number 3, self-interest subject lines. People love to learn how they can better themselves. When writing a self-interest subject line, you're telling the reader that their life is going to improve in some way. Now, make sure that whatever you promise, that you can deliver. You can use words like how to, or free guide, or benefits. Let me give you some examples of these type of subject lines. How about how to be a better blank? Or 7 benefits to blank? Or free guide to blank? You get the picture. See, all of these type of subject lines will benefit the reader in some way, which makes them want to open your email. I've got more to share with you, but I know this is a lot of information. I wanted to let you know that I am writing a blog post on this topic, so don't worry about taking notes. And I'm also going to give you 18 subject lines that can get you started. So I'll put both of those down in the description so that you can go ahead and download the subject lines and pop over and read the blog and actually print it if you want. That way you always have that at your fingertips. So moving on to tip number 4, urgency. Fear of missing out. People, when they feel like they're going to miss out on something, it definitely makes them open your emails because they don't want to miss out. Now, be careful not to use this type of subject line too often, because if you use it too often, it actually loses its power. They won't open your emails if they see it too often. So make sure and only use it once in a while. You could say something like, last chance to get blank, and you fill it in. Or, are you the victim of blank? Or, don't forget to blank. See, all of these types of subject lines cause urgency. And these type of subject lines, I'm giving you the blank so that you can fill it in. You can use these subject lines over and over again with just different words in them. So that makes it kind of nice. You don't have to constantly be thinking of different subject lines. Just use the ones that I'm giving you and fill in the blank because they are proven to get people to open your emails. So the next type of subject line, tip number 5, is re-engagement subject lines. Now, if you're noticing that somebody's on your email list and they're not opening your email, then this is the type of subject line that you're going to want to use, because you don't want to keep people on your email list if they're not opening your email or engaging with you. Because what happens is that you end up spending money to keep them on your email list. Because the more subscribers that you have, the more money it costs you. So make sure and use this technique to re-engage them and see if they want to stay on your email list. So let me give you some examples of this type of subject line. You could use something like, we don't want to whine, but we miss you. Or, are we barking up the wrong tree? Or, did we make a faux pas? You see? These are re-engagement subject lines. So if they still don't answer, then maybe they should just come off your email list, because like I said, you want to keep your email list clean. So if they're not engaging with you, take them off. If they want to come back, they can always do that, but take them off because it just costs you money. So tip number 6 is to make the subject line friendly and fun. Make your reader smile. You don't have to be completely serious and professional all of the time. If you provide humor, people will actually click on it because they want, because you made them laugh. People like to laugh. So provide something funny, but try to relate it to whatever the content is inside. So this is a good way to get people to open your emails. So let me give you some examples of funny and friendly type of subject lines. Since we're in the pet industry, we can trickle some pet puns in there, like rough day, or nothing is impossible with, and then fill in the blank. Welcome to our furry family. So there you have it, my 6 tips for subject lines. What was your favorite tip? Tell me in the comment below. I'd love to know. Now, when using these tips, make sure and use a variety of them. Don't use the same type every time. Make sure that you mix it up and fill in the blank with the different types of subjects that you have going on in your emails. Now that you have all of these tips, you should have no problem thinking of different types of subject lines. Make sure and download that cheat sheet I talked about. I'll put it in the description below. And also, if you want more information, you can jump over to the blog. I'll put that in the description below too. If you like this video, make sure and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you're notified every week when I put new videos out. If you think your friends would like these videos, share it with your friends. I'd love to see them. As always, I appreciate you being here. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.